Stop exactly what you're doing. What you're about to hear isn't just another feel-good message to save for later. This is a time-sensitive alert. Heaven has opened a 21-day window over your life, and that window is already starting to close. This isn't a metaphor. This isn't hustle culture motivation. This is the literal blueprint of how spiritual seasons have operated since the beginning of time. And you are still within the deadline. You've felt it, haven't you? That sense that the clock is ticking differently right now. A certain lightness in the air that wasn't there last week. An opening you can feel in your gut, but can't quite put into words. It's as if the atmosphere around you has shifted in density. Like every breath you take carries something fresh. Something you weren't expecting, but you recognize the moment it hits you. At the same time, there's an urgency rising up inside you. Not the kind born of anxiety, but a still small voice saying that this moment matters more than the ones that came before. It's not the kind of urgency that makes your heart race. It's the kind that wakes your soul up. It makes you stop in the middle of your day and pay attention because something massive is in motion. You look back and you can see the windows you missed. You feel the sting of the opportunities you let slip through your fingers. Have you ever wondered if there's a mechanism governing the timing of your blessings? A spiritual calendar that you just haven't learned how to read yet. This isn't superstition. It isn't manifesting. It's that space between realizing spiritual time works differently than the clock on your wall and the gut-wrenching urgency of not wanting to miss out on what's available right now. And I honor you for being here, for stopping when you felt that nudge, for answering the call that brought you to this message. Before we're done, I'm going to give you 3 things: the Hebrew name for these spiritual windows and why they are strictly temporary, the 3-cycle protocol to step through this open door before it slams shut, and a declaration to anchor you inside this window so you don't drift out of it by accident. Stay with me until the very end. What I'm revealing in the second half of this message determines whether you walk through that door or watch it lock in your face again. Don't check out now. Close your eyes for a second. Or just look away from the screen. Feel the weight of your body in your chair. Feel the air against your skin. What I'm about to say won't land if your attention is divided. Over the last few days, you've had recurring thoughts about one specific area of your life, more frequent than usual. You woke up thinking about it. It hit you again at lunch. You went to bed with it on your mind. You called it anxiety. You called it an obsession. But it's not. When an area of your life starts vibrating in your spirit like that, it's because the window over it is opening. It's a sign of Peteach, not anxiety. It's heaven pointing to where the breakthrough is happening. You stumbled onto this message by a path you didn't plan. Something drew you here. You called it a coincidence. You called it the YouTube algorithm. But it's not. Spiritual windows manifest in the natural world through paths that look casual. You didn't get here by accident. You got here because the window is open and it was looking for someone to walk through. There's a specific weight that has lifted over the last few days. The problem isn't gone, but the pressure has eased. You thought it was just time passing. You thought you were just getting used to the stress. But it's not. That drop in pressure is the window making room for what's about to enter. It's not the passage of time. It's the opening of Peteach. Before we go further, there is a complete protocol designed specifically for this 21-day window. If you have to leave before the end of this video, the link is in the first pinned comment. But stay if you can. What comes next determines if you actually use this window or just watch it pass. You've felt it lately, haven't you? That gut feeling that something is about to change, even if you don't know what or how. It came without an explanation. No details, just a deep-seated certainty. You called it optimism. You told yourself you're just hoping for the best. You maybe even tried to ignore it so you wouldn't be disappointed again, but it's not your imagination. The Spirit announces the move before He makes the move. That feeling is the announcement of Peteach, and a warning that your entry must be intentional. This message reached you at the exact moment you were thinking about throwing in the towel. You were running on empty, struggling to keep believing. You called it burnout. You thought you were just being realistic. But it's not. The enemy ramps up the pressure right before the window opens, so you won't have the energy to step through. The exhaustion you feel right now is resistance to the Peteach, not proof that it doesn't exist. You are inside the window. And I can prove it, because if you weren't, this message wouldn't have found you today. Drop a comment saying, "I am inside the window," because you need to declare that before we move forward. Close your eyes again. Take a deep breath. The link in the pinned comment will be there when we're done. Save it for later. There is a word in the original Hebrew that governs what you're feeling right now. And what you've been calling this word has cost you dearly. You've called it an open door, and you believe that an open door is a permanent state. You thought God opened a door for you like a standing invitation, available whenever you're finally ready. The cost of that mistake is simple. People who believe doors stay open forever never act with urgency, and they end up losing the opportunity through sheer inertia. The real word is Peteach. In Hebrew, Peteach. Peteach is literally an opening in a wall, a physical entrance. In Song of Solomon 5:2, "Open to me, my sister," carries the urgency of someone who knows the opening is temporary. In Genesis 4:7, sin is crouching at the door, uses that same structure, the Peteach, as an access point that can be occupied by different forces depending on who gets there first. Spiritual windows function as a Peteach. They aren't permanent decor. They are openings with a purpose and a deadline. The lightness you felt, the urgency, the recurring thoughts, those are the signs of an open Peteach. The question isn't whether the window is open. The question is what you're going to do while it is. If you haven't saved that link yet, it's in the pinned comment. Think about the Israelites and the Manna. The window opened every single morning. Those who stepped through the Peteach at the right time gathered what they needed. Those who waited past the deadline found nothing but rot. The Peteach of the Manna wasn't a punishment for those who were late. It was the structure. That was how the provision worked. And it still works that way. Think about a limited time offer on a major house closing or a stock trade. If you act within the window, you get the full benefits. If you wait, you get the standard conditions, which are never as good. God doesn't cancel his love, but Peteach offers conditions that vanish once the window closes. Both situations connect to where you are right now. You are inside a Peteach, and your decision to enter or wait determines what you harvest. Let me stop for a full minute. Look at the facts. You are here. The window is open. You recognize the signs. Recognition isn't a coincidence. It's the Spirit confirming the Peteach. Now the question changes. It's no longer, is the window open? It's what will you do with it? And here is who you are in the middle of this. This is exactly what these three identities are going to solve. First identity, the Kairos observer. You have been trained by your own history to recognize when God's timing is active. The windows you missed in the past weren't a waste. They were pattern recognition training. Now you know the signs. This identity gives you the authority to act with certainty instead of being paralyzed by the fear of getting the timing wrong. Second identity, the enterer. You aren't waiting for a second invitation. The Peteach is already open. An enterer is someone who moves when the opening appears, not just when everything in their natural life looks perfect. This identity authorizes you to act even when things feel incomplete, to step through the window without waiting for perfection. Third identity, the harvester. What you gather during these 21 days isn't just for this month. It's the seed for your next season. It's for your family, your future, and everything God has planned for you on the other side of this door. This identity allows you to receive in abundance without guilt, because a harvester receives so they can plant again. Comment which identity you're claiming right now: observer, enterer, or harvester. And hit subscribe so the next Peteach doesn't catch you off guard. Now, put your thumb over that first pinned comment. Don't click it yet. Just hold it there while you listen to what comes next. I'm giving you the free 3-cycle protocol for entering the Peteach. Cycle 1. The break. Identify what's blocking your entrance. Not a sin, but a structure. Declare, I name what is standing at the entrance of this window. I recognize it as an obstacle, not as a part of who I am, and I break it by the fire of the Spirit. Cycle 2. The cleanse. Declare a clearing of everything that has piled up at the door: spiritual debt, generational blockages, the atzah, the spiritual stop, that was placed there. The entrance is clear. The Peteach is unobstructed. Cycle 3. Possession. Step in. Declare, I enter now. Not after I get better. Not after my circumstances change. Now. With what I have. Through the Peteach that is open, I enter and I harvest. Your sign of confirmation will be this. A decision you've been putting off will suddenly feel simple to make. An area that was stuck will feel slightly loosened. It won't be a wild rush of euphoria. It will be movement. But I have to show you something I found that was created for these exact 21 days. While I was studying the structure of the Peteach, I came across a protocol called the Manna Miracle Journal. 21 days to unlock your hidden blessings. The number isn't a coincidence. 21 days is the exact duration of a Peteach window in biblical patterns. Daniel fasted for 21 days before the angel broke through the resistance with the answer. This protocol follows that exact structure. Break, cleanse, and possess. Day by day, with specific instructions for every type of blockage. It comes with a prayer guide. 15 specific prayers for every stage, not just generic ones. And the Psalms manual. 10 Psalms with the historical context of when they were written, guided meditations, and faith declarations for each one. What does it cost? Less than taking the kids out for ice cream. Less than a Starbucks run. Less than a Chick-fil-A meal on a Saturday afternoon. And it comes with a 7-day guarantee. If you work the 3 cycles and don't feel a single thing move, get your money back. You keep the bonuses either way. The hesitation you're feeling right now, it has a name. It is the structure standing at the entrance of the Peteach trying to keep you out, and you've already learned its name today. The link is in the pinned comment. But stay, there's one more essential piece here. I think of a 48-year-old woman I know. It was a Monday morning. She had prayed for a breakthrough in her finances for years with zero movement. She started the protocol on day 1 with the break cycle. On day 8, she got a phone call she never expected about an opportunity she hadn't even applied for. I think of a 44-year-old man. A Thursday afternoon. His health had been in a tailspin for 2 years with a diagnosis that wouldn't budge. He worked the cleanse cycle on day 7. On day 15, his doctor called to order new tests on a hunch, and the results had completely shifted. I think of a 35-year-old woman. A Friday night. Her family was fractured, hadn't spoken in 4 years. On day 21 of the protocol, she got a text from the one person she thought she'd never hear from again. All 3 of them recognized the signs you recognize today. They stepped through the window, and they harvested inside it. Before we move to the tactics, the link is still there. But what comes next determines if you use these 21 days effectively or if you accidentally work against yourself. Don't leave yet. In the next 72 hours, 3 things will be thrown at you. Not as a possibility, but as a certainty. The Miracle Journal is in the pinned comment. Click now if you're ready, or listen to the tactics first, because one of them is exactly what's going to try to stop you the second you close this video. Tactic 1. False urgency in the wrong direction. This will show up as an urgent demand in another area of your life. A problem, a chore, a drama that needs your attention right now. The goal is to drain your energy so you spend your window solving things that could have waited, leaving you too tired to step through the Peteach. Your weapon against this is declaring out loud, "This can wait 72 hours." The Peteach cannot. Tactic 2. The memory of past windows. This will show up as a highlight reel of every other time you thought it was the right moment and it didn't work out. It uses your history as an argument against your present. You felt this before and nothing happened. Your weapon against this is declaring, "What I went through before trained me to recognize the real thing now. My past does not disqualify my present." Tactic 3. The honorably patient offer. This arrives disguised as spiritual maturity. God knows the right time. There's no need to rush. It uses holy-sounding vocabulary to paralyze you. But Peteach doesn't contradict God's timing. It is God's timing, and it has an expiration date. Your weapon against this is declaring, "God opened the window. I don't have to wait for it to close to prove I'm mature." Link in the pinned comment. The protocol is waiting for you, and the fourth tactic is the quietest one. It's the one that whispers, "You're just not the kind of person who takes action." It uses your history of procrastination as proof of your identity. But your identity isn't your history. Your identity is what you declared today. If you don't step through the window now, today, that sense of urgency will start to fade. By next week, the Peteach will begin to narrow. By next year, you'll be in another round of waiting for another window that you'll have to learn to recognize all over again. And what hurts the most isn't the lost years. It's your children or your loved ones who need to see you harvest so they know they can enter when their window opens. Stand up right now. Literally. Get on your feet. You pass through a Peteach standing up, not sitting down. Feet on the floor, ready to move. Let's release what's blocking the door. Say it out loud. I let go. I let go of the memory of the windows I missed. I let go. I let go of the identity of the person who is always late. I let go. I let go of waiting for perfect conditions. I let go. I let go of the fear that this isn't for me. I let go. I let go of the voice that says tomorrow, when today is available. I let go. Now receive the three identities: the Kairos observer, the enterer, the harvester. You aren't waiting for recognition anymore. You are receiving activation. Now listen to the Father's voice. I saw the windows that passed. I saw you realizing they were gone after it was too late. I saw the weight of that regret, and I said, not this time. This time, I am sending the message with time to spare. This time, I am showing you the Peteach while it is still wide open, and I am placing right in front of you exactly what you need to enter. I didn't open this window for you to watch from the outside. I opened it for you to come in. Come in. I cover your mind with the blood. I cover your relationships with fire. I cover your timing with the Spirit. And I cover the area this window was opened for with the authority of the name that is above every name. Committed, commissioned, sent. Committed, commissioned, sent. Don't say amen yet. Committed, commissioned, sent. Now, you can say amen. But before you go, click that link now while the decree is still ringing in your chest. Not tomorrow. Not after your shower. Not after you think about it. The voice that says tomorrow isn't yours. It's the voice trying to shut the Peteach before you get through. It knows your excuses. It uses your vocabulary. But it's the voice of everything that lost ground today and is trying to claw it back before you take your next step. Click before the window closes another inch. First pinned comment. Now. Comment, I am entering the Peteach now. Declare your entrance before you leave this page. There is one specific person who came to your mind while you were listening to this. They are inside a window too, and they have no idea. Don't send this to a group chat. Send it to them right now. They need to know the window is open before it shuts. And if they want to work the 21-day protocol, the link is right there for them too. Waiting, just like it waited for you. In the next message, I'm going to show you what harvesting inside a Peteach actually looks like, and why receiving inside a window can sometimes be scarier than waiting outside of it. Don't miss it. Hit the bell. It is done. You are not the same person you were when this started.